Wrestling fans, welcome to a special edition of Strong Style. I'm Jeremy the Impact York, joined by my special guest. You may know him from Bullpen Pro Wrestling. You may know him from 12 Gauge Pro Wrestling. You may know him from Premier All Star Wrestling. You may know him as the person who just has it out for interior closet doors. And we'll get more into that in a minute. But he is Chris Gainzer, otherwise known as Chris Gainz on the circuit. How are you, bud?
Good, but you've got the other line: mental gains, financial gains, and physical gains.
Oh, see, I missed all those. They're not on my notes. I'm going to fire my producer again. It's a producer who gets fired every show because there's some kind of misinformation. But I mean, in one half of Lethal Gains, or one third of it, depending on which incarnation it is.
Yes, with Lamar Phillips as the normal tag partner who actually trained me, and then Ryan Marks is sometimes the third man.
Yep. And got to rock that for the second time this week. I actually wore it during the Kyle Charisma interview earlier in the week. But it is good to have you on because as I said before we started, the more I thought about it, you've been on about 80% of the shows I have seen this summer. You are one of the hardest working guys out there because I've like I said, I've seen you go through two doors. I've seen you completely tear up a lot of furniture, and we'll get into a certain interaction in a minute. But did I miss anywhere that you wrestle other than those three?
No, sometimes I do Renegade Championship Wrestling, RCW, which is a really good show. Tyler is actually the one who helped me with my gimmick, so it was actually
Mm.
RCW is a good play. Like anytime I ever hit him up, hey, I haven't wrestled in a while or anything like that. He's always wanted to book me. Matt Sells does it, Big Andy. So that's another good local show in Chatsworth, Georgia.
Oh, you mentioned friend of the show, Matt Sex sells the Boozerweight. We know him from the Deep South side of things.
So he's in Deep South and South Georgia, Chatsworth, Georgia, Northwest Georgia. He's everywhere.
Oh, he is. And if he's not wrestling, he is at Braves games.
And a lot of them.
Yeah. But more about the Boozerweight later on. But uh, I definitely wanted to have you on, and we'll get to some fan questions later. I want to start with that fan interaction that I said early on at the last 12 gauge show. You and Chris Lightning had a tag team war with Kyle Matthews, and I'm gonna feel bad. I never remember Tyler
Myth.
Smith.
Yep.
See, we gotta like Tyler the Man Smith or something, so that it kicks in my head a little more because he's gonna. I mean, if he gets mad at me, I do have one of the tacks from that particular show that he went through, so I can always bring that up. But I don't know if you remember the interaction. At one point, you are outside the ring with I think Kyle Matthews, and you look at a guy who's sitting almost by himself in the front row, and you said, "Hey, clear out." I'm a smart enough wrestling fan to know that if somebody says clear out, grab whatever you don't want broken and get out of the way. And you proceeded to try to throw your opponent across the chair and the 14 that were around me, and you actually got reversed and went across the chairs instead. Don't know how much of that you remember.
Oh, yeah. I think there was popcorn on the floor. I think I grabbed some after I landed.
Yep, you did it. It was about a half-eaten bucket that I had there, and don't worry, Chad Skywalker finished it off at the end of the night.
So we're saving you from yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I'd eaten what I wanted of it, so if you guys wanted it, you guys could have had it at that point.
That's fine. I didn't even know that was yours. I just seen it laying there, and I was like, this will be funny.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what it's there for. If anything that was important to me was in my hand, I had my bag and my things to write about the article, and anything else on the floor was fair game.
Well, I appreciate the free popcorn.
Hey,
Paid better than Rocky pays.
we'll get more into Rocky in a minute. And I
Oh
want to
God.
clarify something too, because I know I'm going to let you say a little more on this, but a lot of people have looked at the 12 Gates card coming up this Sunday, and of course we'll get into bullpen this Saturday as well, and they say, "Hey, wait a minute, why is Chris Gaines not with Chris Lightning? Because he's been teaming with him for the last handful of shows, and he's actually with Lamar Phillips, and they're calling themselves Lethal Gaines." Well, easy part of this is you teamed with Chris Lightning to take on those other two foes. It didn't have nothing to do with being good or bad or anything like that. That was the person you teamed with to do that, and now you called in your buddy and your actual tag team partner to take out Beach and Beyond, which you have this Sunday.
Yes. What's the question?
Huh?
Why? What's the question? Why?
Yeah, the question. Well, I guess a lot of people were thinking, oh, he's this fan favorite uh, guy who's always with Chris Lightning, and then now all of a sudden he's with Lamar, who sometimes has a reputation of not being the nicest guy to people. I particularly like Lamar, so I don't believe that. But people were like, they were confused as to where your allegiance really was.
How many tag titles does me and Lightning have?
Zero last time I checked.
How many tag team champions does me and Lamar have?
If we count the trios in
Yeah, you
Premier,
count the trios.
I think because that is a tag team. You're at least three or four that I know of.
Three. So if 12 gauge decides to get some belts, what do you think is going to be the better outcome for me and having four belts?
Exactly. And that's nothing personal to Chris Lightning. He's a good guy, good stand
Yeah,
up guy.
I tagged
But
with him for 15 years, so nothing no personal. I like having belts around my waist.
I mean, we see it in other sports. Sometimes the most popular person on a team gets traded and then the team wins the championship. So, you got to build your team to win.
And I've been winning a lot with Lamar and
Yeah.
Ryan. Don't forget about Ryan.
We cannot forget about Ryan. So let's get into that. Let's talk about the Lethal Gains trio because a lot of times you are the lesser mentioned member, and I just want to let people know that not only are you more of the workhorse of the group, you by far are the technician of the group. Where Ryan is more of a cerebral devil on one shoulder. Lamar is just the guy that's going to beat you up, take your money, drink your beer, and probably your woman too. You're that technician right up the middle, and you guys are such a great group that as soon as somebody thinks they know who the leader is, they try to take that person out, and the other two get them. So it's like there's three leaders in one group.
Yeah, and we're not above each other. It's saying Lamar trained me, so technically me and Lamar are like equals, right? He's been in it longer, but he's pretty much taught me everything I knew. And then Ryan, funny thing about Ryan, his training wasn't the best, so I took him under my wing. So it's like almost like three generations there because Lamar trained me, I helped Ryan and took him on the road with me for 6 to 8 months, and then it just so happened doing 3-man tags all the time, tag matches. Me and Ryan tagged a lot, we wrestled a lot, so it's just a heck. I've wrestled Lamar probably 2,000 times.
Wow. See, I would pay to see that. Not now because you guys are too busy winning everything, but somewhere down the road when there's no more challengers left, I wouldn't mind seeing even a trios match between the three of you.
I'm the smallest in that one. It's probably not looking great for me.
Yeah, you're gonna really have to be the cerebral technician for that one.
And there'll be no doors in that match.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take all the ones off of every building that you're in at that point, just so that they don't get a wild idea. Because Lamar will, he'll start looking for one.
What, chairs, tables, doors, tacks? Yeah.
I mean, Lamar's not above throwing you through other people. I've seen him do that to people.
Pick them over the head and throw them outside the ring on top of people. Yeah. That was Vander, right?
I've seen him do it to him, and I've seen it many years ago. I've seen him do it to other people, and I just shrugged my shoulders. The other fans were like, "Can you believe that?" And I went, "Yeah, kind of."
And he probably drank a beer after.
He probably did, and I wouldn't blame him. But that is actually that's going to lead me into the first fan question because, like I told you, I actually had even though this kind of happened out of nowhere of getting you on and everything, which I appreciate your time to be able to come on. Uh, I got so many fan questions in the afternoon leading up to this, so that you are quite the popular person. Um, this says to ask you what the Lethal Gains team means to you and what Ryan Marks and Lamar Phillips have meant to you in your career. You kind of got into it a minute ago about you guys have kind of worked with each other and trained each other, but what has it meant for you having those two around?
Well, Lamar's been one of my best friends and trained me, and he's always been there for me inside the ring, outside the ring. So I think one day we just randomly got put together and it was just so much fun, and then we just gelled. And then because he's bigger than me, right? He beats people up, and I'm more funny, technical kind of stuff. So it just worked out so well. And then same with Ryan. I actually wrestled him once. I was like, man, this guy has so much potential. And it's like me and him wrestled each other for 6 months straight in Rome. And
Wow.
funny enough, I went through 2 tables off the ladder on that, and he beat me. And just seeing his progress, and then okay, he has that progress with me. Now, what's the progress he could have teaming with Lamar? How much higher can Lamar take him? How much higher can if he gets on bullpen and he's doing Premier? How much higher can he get wrestling all those people there? So just seeing Ryan grow, forming this tag team, like just becoming better in the ring, outside the ring, promos, everything. It's just cool to say, hey, I had a part in that.
Yeah, and I will just throw this out here. You guys do not need this at all, but if you ever needed the mouthpiece out front to kind of organize the troops whenever need be, I may know a guy. You know how it is. It's the wrestling business. Everybody's trying to weasel their way in one way or another.
Well, we can't keep Lamar on the phone on the mic too long, so he'll cause a riot. He'll say a lot of cuss words and talk about taking people's wives, money, girlfriends. So it's like it's best he stays off the microphone.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. There's a reason why I wear this shirt frontwards and I don't show you what's on the back because we do try to keep it semi PG on here. Apparently, there are kids that do tune in. So, hi, kids. I know your
Which you
bedtime's
can
coming
buy for
soon.
$20 at Premier Wrestling Table and Bullpen. You could buy one of those shirts, $20, right?
I believe it was $20. It was a bullpen. Yeah,
So there we go. Come to Lamar's table, support him and his 42 kids.
yeah. Three of which you might claim.
Who? He
He's
has
he's a
two.
modern, yeah. He's a modern day Viking. He just if he shows up in your city, he's gonna take everything.
Like you go so many bad ways.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we're going to leave it where it is. And we're going to pivot and we're going to talk about Bullpen Pro Wrestling is this Saturday. It will be you and Lamar once again going against the Wonder Boys. Speaking of a team that you have seen multiple times over the last, I would say, probably year, what's it like going against the Dallas Boys?
It's actually being sync. No, wait. Is it tag? Yeah, yeah. Tag this time. And then the other show is Legacy. It would be singles. Man, we wrestled them for what, 6? Another people right this since this year. This year, every
Yep.
weekend, right? We have wrestled the Wonder Boys 3 times a month, 2 to 3 to 4 to 5
Yeah.
times a month, and they beat the hell out of you. I'm not gonna lie. By you, I mean me.
Yeah.
But it's cool getting in there with Ethan and just seeing his progression because I think last year was when he had his first match. And that's
Wow.
another person Lamar threw on top of people is Ethan, right? Little D. We call him Little D.
Yep. I think I've seen him throw him at people.
Yeah, so it's just awesome to see his progress too, him getting better, Ethan, and that's what I call Matthews' his boys too. So he's always making sure we're taking care of his boys. So that's pretty funny.
But yeah, I got it. Your door spot that you were talking about that bullpen show was pretty wicked. But on that same match, either Ethan getting pile drove by Lamar through that table, or when you unceremoniously dumped Aaron Dallas onto that ladder off the top of the other ladder, and those might have been just a little more wicked shots. I think all three very equal. Very glad it was not me, but. I would much rather go through a door than any ladder.
They all hurt, and every single time I had marks on my back. The one at bullpen was the iron coffin. So there were 6 chairs. We put the door on it, and then put tacks on it, and they gave me a superplex on top of that, which Lamar was powerbomb on them. So I watched that on tape, like just that one move, like 10 times, and just look at the fans' reaction. It hurt, but just watching their reaction, I was like, that's when you know it was a cool little moment. The same with the pile driver. It's it's moments like that. It's like not the match, it's the little moments you make that's
Yep.
like. okay, what we're doing is paying off. Just watching the like you could hear on the tape the high and the low just from the impact
Hmm.
and everything that was going on.
Oh yeah, the crowd was just in a frenzy for that entire match because it was just you look here and you look here and you look here and you look here and it was you guys were doing it the right way where there wasn't multiple moments going at the same time. It was one after another where people did not miss a single one. You may have had your head on a swivel, but everything got seen, I think.
And that's what happens. You wrestle people as good as them.
Very, very true. Let's see. Yeah, let's go and talk about this Sunday up in Calhoun. Rockies decided to take the show on the road. We'll see what 12 gauge pro wrestling can do up at the 365. The Spot, I believe, is the name of the place in Calhoun. You guys are going against Beach and Beyond, which is uh, DRG, isn't that isn't DRG and the Space Cowboy, correct?
Yeah, one of them's a Nightmare Factory guy, and the other one was trained by God. I'm gonna miss this one. Something Tomb from GCW.
Brandon?
Forgot his first name, but Tomb from GCW, and who's
Yeah.
makes a lot of noise in the southeast. So here, here's the thing about that: they're great, like singles wrestlers. Like what you said about them high flying. One of them was in like the semifinals, right, of a tournament.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
what
the
was that?
gauntlet match there at 12 gauge, he was the runner up in the gauntlet, which, pays the same and gets you the same zero title shots as the first person eliminated, but yeah, he the what does he call himself? He calls himself the Panama City Beach Prince or something. But
Yes,
he
yep.
he put on a show. He's impressive.
But that's the thing. He did great as a singles wrestler. He's not a
Hmm.
tag team wrestler. You just named off everything me and Lamar have done as tag wrestlers. This is a tag match. You have to have unity. You have to have that chemistry. So, as if we went on one, I'd have to, worry a little bit. But tag team wrestling, as great as they are as singles, they're not tag team wrestlers.
Yep, I'm pretty sure this is the first time these two have ever teamed up, and if it's not the first time, it's probably the second. So they don't know how to rely on each other like you guys could actually wrestle blindfolded and know where the other one is.
Yeah, that's not cocky at all. It's just that me and Lamar do it every single weekend, 5 times a week, 5 times a week, 5 times a month, and
Hmm.
maybe this month will be 6 times.
Ooh, yep.
So
And just to throw that disclaimer out here, Rocky, I'm not saying that these two should wrestle blindfolded. I think there's a health risk in doing that because there's a lot of other factors at ringside that we want to keep everybody safe. So in no way is this a blindfold match. I want to throw that out.
don't give Rocky any ideas.
No, no, I'm learning. I'm learning very quickly on that I can be a dangerous accessory for him sometimes. But speaking of which, another fan question. I'm supposed to ask about your 45.
I feel like that's an inside joke.
That's what the person said. It's an inside joke.
And we'll just leave it there.
They asked the question and they followed it up with, "It's an inside joke. He probably won't answer. He'll probably just turn red." If you look right now, he's turning red. So that's a great
Uh,
story that I will hopefully hear while me, him, and Lamar are having a beer after the show.
you should ask Lamar about his number on Craigslist. That's what you should do. Let's just
I'll
say I laughed so hard I cried, and this show's PG, so I'm just saying he wasn't flattered and he wasn't interested in the 8 pictures he got.
wow, that's a yep, that's something new. I've known Lamar for a long time, and that's I'm gonna have to ask him about that because I think I'm just brave enough to do it, and I think he may be bigger than me, but I still think I can outrun him right now. So maybe the time to ask.
Kick him in the tailbone because he's still hurt from that pile driver.
Yeah, for people that don't know, that pile driver that I mentioned that he did to Ethan is still a pain in his derriere as much as it was the day he did it.
So look at that. We both picture of his bruised buttocks, and it was half his back and pretty much his whole but was people say wrestling's fake, say what they want, but you go through a table, hit a gymnasium floor, and you can't walk for a week, that's not fake.
Yeah. Yeah, like I tell people, that picture he sent me on a Sunday morning when I just asked how he was doing, just to check on him. I did not realize we were as close of friends as that picture told me.
You are now.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I don't think I deleted that photo, so maybe that makes me a little bit weirder than I thought.
Eh.
But we're talking to Chris Gaines, aka Chris Ganzer from Bullpen Pro Wrestling, uh, 12 gauge Premier All Star. We'll talk about Premier here in a second. Speaking of 12
and
gauge,
and
I got a lot of
and
interaction from 12 gauge about you being on. Kind of how do you see 12 gauge? You know, it's just only been around a couple months, and just kind of how do you see it progressing here the next year or so?
you did forget about New Legacy, also again for the
Legacy.
second time. But no, 12 about 12 gauge. No, it's a fun show and it's people I've never heard of. Not nothing against them, but I do my around my people and stuff. And then so meeting all these new people, people who are green, people who haven't been doing like BK Bennett. I had no clue who he was. And then I did bullpen with him. I did 12 gauge. I've never really interacted with him. And then we just started seeing each other. We just started interacting. And I've talked to him 30, 45 minutes every show, just getting to know him because
Yeah,
we just keep doing the same shows, watch each other wrestle. And it's like we have two different styles, but we both enjoy watching each other's work. And we just it's like so people I think he told me he's doing it less than 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like,
yeah,
man, that's good for you. Good, keep doing what you're doing.
yeah. He's
Same
one
thing
that
with
I keep running into at all those shows too, and I've had probably a half dozen conversations with him. He's a pretty fascinating guy, got a pretty interesting story, and you're actually going to run into him at the Premier All Star Show next Saturday, right?
yep, and that's a benefit for Billy Knight had hip surgery and
Yep.
some mishaps there, and I had to go back for surgery. And he's an independent contractor; he's not working, so I think all Lamar's getting paid is beer, and I'm not getting paid at all. It all goes to Billy and his family to make sure medical bills,
Yeah,
he pays bills, which it's Billy Knight. Like if you grew up in like what is it, Southwest Georgia, West Georgia, whatever, West yeah, it's West Georgia. Everyone knows Billy, and they will do anything for him.
absolutely. And if Lamar's getting paid in beer, maybe I'll bring him some extra beer. Maybe he'll give you a few of them, and you'll get some sort of prize for putting it on the line.
Me, I don't drink. Look
Uh,
at me. Does it look like I drink?
it's true. It's true. Of the three of you, you probably in are in the best shape, and that's not because the other two are out of shape, because they are complete solid too. But you probably are in best shape of the three.
Have you looked at Ryan lately? It's a little bit too much whiskey for him.
Um,
Uh,
Seeing as how I feel like I'm going to interact with Ryan, whether I want to or not, at 12 gauge, because quite frankly, he took out the guy that scared me a little. Ryan scares me a lot with this when he flips that switch into that devil character, and I'm sure you've seen it on the road. But the people at 12 gauge should keep your head on a swivel, because his targets are not always in the ring. So you got to watch what he's going to do. He's a wild card.
and he'll flip you off in the process.
He will. But see, that's one thing is the way Lethal Gains the entire trio, you guys, to see how far you'll go to win the titles should scare everybody, because if you guys will go that far just to win titles, imagine if more things were on the line that you guys go to the end of the earth to win.
Ask Rocky or ask 12 gauge when they're having tag titles. I mean,
We need to do that
Lamar tagging. Yeah. Hit him back on Facebook and say, hey, where's the tag title for 12 gauge?
because I know Rocky will watch this, so we'll do what everybody does, and we'll look right in the camera and say, when are we? You just crowned a world heavyweight champion. When are we going to see the tag belts? And I bet his answer is very soon, but I'd kind of like to know.
He should just give them to me and Lamar. Like, we've earned them at other shows. Just give them to me, Lamar.
I mean, as many as you got. I mean, you might as well just, they should hand you these. the same way that I really respect and I've become a little bit of a fan of Walker 13, the heavyweight champion, but I kind of agree with Kyle Charisma a little bit that the heavyweight belt should have been handed to Ryan Marks after all he did on that show, and instead he had to go through another gauntlet, and Rocky stacked the deck on him.
Well, gave him either until 12 gauge, and I talk to him every show. He's hilarious. Like, if you ever get to know him, he's scary. He's a monster. But then you get to know him personally, and he's like, he's okay, but he's really funny. And I wouldn't mess with him in the ring, but outside the ring, oh yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're talking about Walker?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was. I mean, I had conversations. He still scares me a little bit, just a little. But like I said, if you scare me a little bit and then you get just decimated and dang near taken out by somebody that flips a switch another way, that's why I know you're not afraid of Marks because he's part of your posse, but I'm gonna have to maybe eat my popcorn a little quickly this time around. I can just see that going that direction. But let's see what else. I think Facebook was where the other question is. Let me try to find that real quick.
I know one
There.
asks me and Lightning were tagging again, but I think we already answered
Yep,
that one.
yep. We kind of got into that. Um, the other thing was everybody's new favorite hero, Xander Warwick, who maybe not you guys' hero. We'll talk about the latest interaction you guys had with him at the premiere show. But he said, don't forget he's one half of the new legacy pro wrestling tag team champions with Lamar Phillips. So that's the new legacy that you mentioned and the other set of belts that you have. But um, at the premiere show, Xander
Have you
Warwick was
did
actually a an official during the match, and after the match, you guys kind of attacked him a little bit there. Did he do something to ruffle the feathers?
I didn't necessarily attack him. I just was helping him up, and then
Oh,
Lamar
okay.
just grabbed him and uh power bombed him, and then as he was power bombing, Ryan jumped off the top rope with a clothesline, and he threw a match at. It was we were taking care of Simon 3-on-1, what we do. I mean, Simon probably likes that, so I figured we'd give him what he wanted, and Warwick didn't like that, so Lamar Ryan flipped a switch, and mistakes happened.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you said that you were helping him up because maybe he had fallen, and Lamar might have thought his shortness of breath was maybe he was choking, so he was gonna hit his back pretty hard so that maybe whatever was in his airway would come up, and uh, Ryan was like, well, whatever came up, let's force the air back down, so the clothesline was into the neck area, which would force air back down, and so that he would be okay, right?
Yeah, but instead, we have to defend our three-man tag titles against Simon. Was it Christian Taylor?
It was, but you guys kind of helped him out as well. I'm hearing the last report I'm hearing is that he is not medically cleared and will not be officially in that match.
I wasn't on the video. I think he was putting his bag on his card, and the trunk just like shoved in on his back and stuff. There's
Hmm.
video of it. I've heard of video circulating, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know what happened.
And that could be anybody. I don't know if anybody's seen the property where we're actually sitting not too far from that property right now. I may have to go investigate tomorrow. On that property, I mean, honestly, people could come from anywhere. That could be anybody that did that. I mean, we don't know who did that.
Yeah, so maybe 3-on-2. I mean, I don't know if anyone's going to even ref that match because Xander got hurt. So
That's true.
who knows?
Yeah, because I did see there was somebody in the match. It was they did announce one tag partner. There it is. Yeah, it's gonna be Simon Sermon. It's gonna be Justin McKenzie. And then there's just a blank shadow, which means if the two of them can maybe find a friend in the wrestling world, I don't know if they have other friends. I know Simon used to, but to find somebody on short notice that would want to take on the three of you guys, that I got to imagine that list is really short.
Yeah, but we're fair. So I mean, if they don't find anyone, we'll take them on 3-on-2. It doesn't matter. Like
That's the
we're established
gentlemanly
3-man
thing to
teams.
do. Yeah, I mean it is for the 6-man tag belts. So all three of you have to be legally in the match. It doesn't matter if they have one, two, or three on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, but then they don't have a partner, so then they'll be defending it. They're not going to win, but if they still happen to win, wouldn't it still be 2-on-3 every match after that?
It's interesting. I'm going to have to
Because there
reach
is
out
no
to
3-man team.
the Georgia Wrestling Board on a clarification on that because I mean, first off, there's no two people that are going to beat the three of you. I don't think there's any three people that are going to beat the three of you. But if a 2-man team beat a 3-man team for titles, that's interesting. I guess it would kind of null and void
That's
the
irre
titles, right?
it's irrelevant. No one's. They're not.
Yeah,
Definitely 3-on-3 is going to be rough, but 3-on-2, man.
yeah. So obviously we'll have to. That'll be 2 weeks from now because the benefit show for Billy Knight is next week for premiere, and then the following week, that's the 23rd when this 6-man tag is. Um, where are we at? Okay, we are almost to the end of the show. So real quickly, as I said, if you want to see Chris and Lamar and Ryan, Chris and Lamar will be at Bullpen Pro Wrestling this Saturday in Villa Rica. They will be at 12 Gauge Pro Wrestling this Sunday in Calhoun. Ryan will be there as well. And then I believe, yep. And then all three of you guys will be at Premier All Star next Saturday, correct?
Yep. And the new legacy will be at two, me and Lamar in singles matches against the Winter Boys.
So quite the busy man. So I am going to let you back to your evening. It has been fantastic having you on the show. I look forward to seeing you twice this weekend and 3 or 4 times in the next month. Chris, we'll let you on to your night. And any parting words for the fans before you get out of here?
I'm going to steal this one from Kyle Matthews. At the end of every interview I heard him say, he said, be nice to each other. Why don't we just be nice?
There you go.
As I make fun of fat people, but
And I'm going to be nice to everybody, and I'm going to let them back to their evening. But for friend of the show, Chris Gainz. I am Jeremy the Impact York. This has been another great edition of Strong Style. We will see you guys some more down the road. Deuces, gooses. Go watch wrestling.